Let's be clear. Not every animal on Earth is a fluffy, friendly little sidekick. Some of them are dangerously smart, and they use that brain power for all the wrong reasons. Selfish, sneaky, and sometimes straight up sinister. And honestly, they're freakishly good at it. From monkeys who run full-blown extortion rackets to birds that literally shapeshift into umbrellas of death, these creatures aren't just clever, they're calculated. Here are 15 animals who are evil geniuses. Number 15. Pacific striped octopus. Most octopuses use all 8 arms when they hunt. The Pacific striped octopus doesn't bother. It uses one, and that's all it needs. It finds a crab or shrimp, slinks over slowly, and taps it softly, deliberately on one side. The moment the prey flinches and jumps in the opposite direction, the rest of the octopus is already waiting. It doesn't rush. It doesn't wrestle. It lets the prey run into the trap. In actuality, this isn't a chance. This is controlled misdirection. Like a magician pulling focus with one hand while the other does the trick. Scientists studying this species realized it doesn't just act differently, it thinks differently. Its approach to food is based on understanding fear, reaction time, and direction. No ink clouds, no brute strength. Just one well-timed nudge that flips the whole encounter. In the ocean, that kind of strategy is rare. It's not just smart, it's chilling. The Pacific striped octopus doesn't fight for food. It plays mind games. And it wins. Number 14. Squirrel. These cuties might look like jittery little nuts with tails, but don't be Elon Trump. Squirrel run their food game with the kind of paranoia that would impress a CIA agent. They've learned the hard way. Every predator, every nosy bird, even other squirrels might be out to steal their stash. So they adapted. And not just by hiding things better. They started lying. When a squirrel senses it's being watched while burying food, it puts on a show. It digs. It fakes the drop. It covers nothing with leaves. And it walks away like it just sealed the vault. Meanwhile, the real cache is buried somewhere else entirely, far from any eyes. Scientists call it deceptive caching. I call it brilliant. It's bluffing with dirt. A small mammal is pulling psychological warfare just to protect a few acorns. You can laugh at how twitchy they are all you want. But those little jumps and spins, well, that's a survival system built on knowing you can't trust anyone. Number 13. Boxer crabs. Nature never promised fairness, and the boxer crab definitely didn't get size on its side. But that didn't stop it from becoming one of the ocean's most creative brawlers. This tiny crustacean doesn't grow big claws or rely on brute force. Instead, it recruits live anemones and straps them to its pincers. No joke, these are actual stinging creatures. It waves them around like lethal pom-poms, turning self-defense into a spectacle. When threatened, the crab doesn't just posture, it performs, flailing those arms like a fighter hyping up a crowd. If intimidation doesn't work, well, the crab can land a jab laced with venom. One sting from the anemone, one pinch from the crab, and whatever had plans on eating it suddenly rethinks everything. And get this, boxer crabs will even split their anemones in half to make a matched set like nature's most hardcore DIY gloves. It's the kind of energy that says, I might be small, but I came to win. Number dos. Assassin bugs. If insects had a hitman's guild, this bug would be its cold-blooded chairperson. It targets spiders. The irony is rich. It doesn't run or pounce or barge in like some reckless brute. It waits. Slowly, silently, it creeps onto the edge of a spider's web, not to get caught, but to act like it already has been. Then comes the fake struggle. It tugs at the silk, twitching and jerking, impersonating a panicked insect tangled in a trap. That movement draws the spider in, confident it's about to grab dinner. What it gets instead is a death sentence. The assassin bug lunges, drives its proboscis straight into the spider, and starts turning its insides into soup, all while standing in the spider's own living room. It's not flashy, it's not messy, it's just effective, and it's chilling how well it works. The bug knows exactly what to do, how to act, and when to strike. No drama, just execution. Number 11. Bowerbirds. While most animals rely on instincts like strength, speed, or stealth, the male bowerbird has taken a completely different route to survival: interior design. These birds don't sing the loudest or fight the hardest. Instead, they build using sticks, leaves, flowers, and even bits of plastic or bottle caps. They construct elaborate bowers, artfully arranged structures that aren't nests but rather showrooms of romantic potential. Every object is carefully chosen and meticulously placed. If a single piece is out of order, the bird will instantly rearrange it. But here's where it gets ultra wild. They position everything in a forced perspective gradient to make themselves appear larger when viewed from the inside. That's right, this bird manipulates space to impress dates. Some even prefer rare blue objects, collecting them obsessively. The female inspects the bower like she's house shopping, and if it meets her high standards, mating follows. These birds don't compete with violence or volume. They seduce with symmetry and spatial awareness. Basically, they're nature's smoothest artists, with commitment issues. Nature is awesome. Number 10. Orchid mantis. Well, you don't notice the orchid mantis until it's too late. And that's the whole point. It blends in so perfectly with the flowers around it that even scientists were fooled for years. Petal-shaped legs, soft colors, gentle stillness. It sells the illusion so well that it actually attracts more insects than real flowers. Not equal, not close, more. In the wild, that's not just camouflage, that's psychological warfare. It doesn't stalk its prey or leap from shadows. It waits, patient and still, while bugs willingly land within striking distance. 1 second, you're landing on what looks like a flower. The next, your lunch. It's not just deception, it's expertise. It turns beauty into bait. That kind of intelligence isn't just about looking good. It's about knowing how to weaponize perception. And the worst part, you still admire it, even when you know it's a trap. The orchid mantis doesn't just win by hiding, it wins by making you trust what you think you see or watch. Number 9. Drongos. The drongo isn't flashy. It doesn't have bright colors or terrifying claws. What it has is something better: a voice. This little black bird from Africa has mastered the art of mimicry, and it's turned that skill into a full-blown food heist operation. It begins by earning trust. Drongos follow groups like meerkats, acting like lookouts. They mimic eagle alarm calls to warn of real danger. After a few saves, the meerkats trust it completely. That's when the scam begins. The drongo lets out another eagle warning, this time, fake. The meerkats drop their food and scatter. The drongo swoops in and steals the leftovers. Simple, clean, brilliant. But here's the twist: the meerkats eventually catch on. They stop reacting to eagle calls, so the drongo levels up. It learns to mimic meerkat alarm calls too. That's not instinct, that's adaptation. It knows when the lie stops working and upgrades the lie. The drongo doesn't just steal food, it rewrites the rules to keep stealing smarter. Number 8. The black heron. On the floodplains of Africa, the black heron doesn't rush or flail when it hunts. It doesn't need to. It moves with eerie calm, stepping into the shallows like it owns the place. Then, without warning, it spreads its wings into a full circle over its head. The transformation is instant. It becomes a perfect dome of darkness. Fish rush into the shade, tricked by instinct into thinking it's shelter. They don't realize they've just swum into a trap. The heron waits, motionless, then strikes with surgical precision. No wasted movement, no noise. Just a sharp jab and it's over. What looks like a bird casting shade is actually a living ambush weapon. It's not about brute force. It's about understanding behavior and using it against you. The heron doesn't chase. It doesn't stalk. It simply becomes what the prey wants, then punishes it for trusting. In the animal world, there's nothing louder than silence, and this bird has mastered both. What do you say? Number 7. Margay. In the dense forests of Central and South America, the margay doesn't rely on speed or brute strength to catch its prey. It uses something far more unsettling: mimicry. This wild cat can imitate the exact vocalizations of small prey animals like tamarin monkeys. Not close, but it's the same exact. It positions itself near where tamarins are feeding, then lets out a sound that mimics a lost or distressed infant. The reaction is instant. Adult tamarins rush in to investigate, expecting a baby, finding death. The margay waits in silence, then pounces. It's not just opportunistic, it's manipulative. A predator using empathy as bait. Researchers once watched a margay spend over 30 minutes faking calls before it finally struck. This isn't a random chance. It's a predator that's adapted to play on emotions. Most cats hunt by instinct, but the margay hunts with deception. It's the jungle's soft-spoken sociopath, proving once again that the most dangerous threats aren't always the loudest ones. They're the ones that sound familiar. Number 6. Ticks. Ticks don't roar or pounce or even chase. They just wait. Then they do something worse than all of that. They sneak in, numb your skin, and drain your blood for days without you noticing a thing. That's not just disturbing. That's a surgical-level strategy. Before a tick can even start feeding, it preps the area like a creepy little professional. It slices into the skin with its tiny mouth parts, then drips a bit of saliva packed with anesthetics. You don't feel it. That's the point. No itch, no sting, just silence. Then it settles in and starts drinking for hours, sometimes days. People walk around completely unaware until they find a bloated parasite hanging off their body. And by then, the damage is done. The worst part is that ticks can transmit diseases while they feed and still go undetected. It's not messy. It's not loud. It's just quiet, calculated, parasitic genius. You'll never hear them coming, but they'll leave a mark that lasts long after they're gone. Number 5. Monkeys. In Bali, monkeys don't just swing through trees or snack on bananas. They've built a full-blown extortion economy. These long-tailed macaques have learned that stealing gets them nowhere, but negotiating, that gets results. They snatch sandals, glasses, phones, whatever you're careless enough to dangle. But they don't run. They wait. They sit nearby, calmly watching as panic sets in. Then they make the trade item for food. Well, not junk food either. They know what's valuable. If you offer peanuts for your $500 sunglasses, good luck. This isn't chaos. It's organized crime. Researchers have studied it. Older monkeys teach the younger ones. They've even learned which items get better rewards. A high-end camera, jackpot, flip-flops, barely worth a cracker. It's not just smart. It's manipulative, calculated, and disturbingly effective. They aren't violent, and they don't run wild. They let you come to them with an offer. In a world where brains beat brawn, these monkeys are winning, and they know exactly what they're doing. Number 4. Spider-tailed horned viper. At first glance, it looks like a normal snake doing snake things, sunbathing, camouflaging, lurking in dry terrain. Then you notice the tail. It's wrong. It doesn't flick like a snake's. It jerks, twitches, curls like a bug. Not by accident, but by design. This isn't just a weird tail, it's bait. Specifically, it mimics the shape and movement of a spider, and it works. Birds, especially those who love grabbing creepy crawlies, spot the spider, dive in fast, and come face to face with something way worse. One strike from the viper, and it's lights out. This predator doesn't chase, stalk, or lunge. It waits. It performs. It tricks another animal into starting the attack, then punishes it for falling for the setup. It's not the speed or venom that makes it terrifying. It's the fact that the bird was doomed the second it made the choice to trust its eyes. That tale is a lie, and that lie gets repeated, victim after victim. All right, guys, now let's talk about something big. Number 3. Sperm whale. You'd expect the world's largest brain to do something impressive, and the sperm whale absolutely delivers by cheating fishermen out of their catch. This isn't a one-time fluke. It's a behavior repeated with eerie consistency. The whale listens. Its hearing is so sharp, it can detect the click of fishing lines and the mechanical whir of winches pulling in the day's haul. And once it knows where the fish are, game on. It swims below, grabs the line with its lower jaw, and pulls just hard enough to snap the fish free without damaging the gear. That's not a brute force move. That's finesse. Fishermen have filmed it happening in real time, baffled as their lines come up clean, hooks empty, while the whale glides away with dinner. It's not just taking food, it's hijacking a system it doesn't belong to and bending it to its advantage. And honestly, if you could skip the effort and still get fresh fish, you probably would too. Number 2. Cuckoos. Cuckoos don't bother with raising kids, building nests, or forming happy families like us and other creatures. They outsource that entire parenting gig to strangers, usually smaller, unsuspecting birds who end up babysitting a monster. The cuckoo lays its egg in another bird's nest, flies off like nothing happened, and lets chaos do the rest. When the cuckoo chick hatches, it doesn't wait. Its first instinct, literally its first conscious act, is to push the other eggs out. Gone. No competition, no siblings, just one freeloading bird getting 100% of the food and attention. The foster parents don't even realize it's not their baby. They keep feeding it, watching it grow into something clearly too big and different, but still treating it like their own. It's manipulative, ruthless, and disturbingly effective. Some chicks even mimic the cries of multiple babies to trick their foster parents into overfeeding them. What you've got here isn't just survival of the fittest, it's sabotage disguised as a baby, and it's been working for generations. Number 1. Male cuttlefish. These guys aren't just clever, they're shameless. Male cuttlefish have evolved one of the most absurdly smart mating tactics in the animal kingdom, and here's how it works. The male finds a female he's interested in. Nothing weird so far. But if there are rival males nearby, that's when the trick kicks in. The cuttlefish changes colors, patterns, and posture on one side of its body. The half-facing female keeps its bold show-off display. The other half? It goes full female disguise. So from the rival's perspective, it just sees two ladies hanging out. No reason to interfere. Meanwhile, the disguised male makes his move. It's stealthy, it's manipulative, and it works. He literally catfishes another cuttlefish, then mates behind his back. Scientists have watched this happen again and again. It's not luck, it's design. And the funniest part? It only works if the other male's dumb enough to fall for it. Well, even underwater, romance is just one long con. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like it, share it, and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content like this. Thanks for hanging with us, and we'll see you very soon.